That's the only pictures
And
they have.
Indians are never mentioned because the pictures supposedly taking those two men walking out through walk-through gates. Walk-through gates are supposed to be in the hotels, not at the railway station.
That's what I'm saying.
Because in a railway station with 3.5 million people, you won't be using walk-through gates there. And these men, according to the police report, never made it to any hotel. They came out from this.
Now you just keep on.
And they hijacked different vehicles, kept fighting with the police all the way, and on the way one of them was killed and the other, Ajmal Kasab, was captured alive. This is what the dossier is saying.
So Zaid, what exactly happened once they got out of the railway station, according to the Indian intelligence version?
You see, this is the dossier which is saying everything. According to the Indian dossier, those two men, one of them was Ajmal Kasab, other was Ismail, after slaughtering people and coming out of the cordon of hundreds of policemen from the railway station, they come out and they...
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
No injuries,
no
nothing.
injuries, and they are on the road. And then they conduct some adventures. They hijack a police vehicle, they kill so many policemen.
They hijack a police vehicle.
And then they drive and they hijack another car, and then they come across a barricade of police, and finally an exchange of fire takes place, and Ismail was killed and Ajmal Kasab was captured alive.
No, this is
according to the dossier. So everything that happened, it happened on the first night within first couple of hours, because after their rampage, supposed rampage at the railway station, it did not take them more than an hour to do all this, which the Indian dossier is saying.
Obviously.
Now here two things are very, very critical. One thing is, the one picture of Ajmal Kasab and Ismail shows them at the gate of a hotel. And the funny part is, they never reached any hotel.
Because one was killed and the other one was captured.
Exactly. Right after the railway station, supposedly they were killed and captured on the roadside. So how come their picture is in a hotel? That's part one.
That's a big question mark.
That's a big question mark. And second thing is, they were captured within the first hour of the operation, according to this dossier.
Okay.
But the news of his being captured alive came to us after 60 hours.
Almost 3-4 days.
Almost 4 days, when everything was over, and our entire operation in the Taj Hotel was over. Then the Indian media says they have killed all and captured one. And remember this, the Belfast Telegraph reports categorically says they captured so many people, not one, but they let them go, or they're hushing up everything because they were Americans, they were Mauritanians, they were British, and they were Malaysians. And they had those documents. So keep that report in mind, keep this information in mind with the dossier is giving. The
huge contradiction.
Contradiction is hilarious. Contradiction is ridiculous actually. And it doesn't make sense. The man is killed on the street. How can he be pictured in Taj Hotel or Oberoi Hotel? According to this, he was killed on the streets. And
with the two separate stories
Two separate stories, because according to them, the Taj Hotel again is one of their icons, 7-star or 5-star hotel. The 4 men, according to this dossier, entered that hotel, and those 4 men kept.
Now the story the story is, according to the Indian intelligence agency or whatever,
or the dossier that they've given.
There were 10 people. They got into a group of 2 each, a pair, 5 pairs. 1 pair, 1 guy is killed, 1 is captured. Ajmal Kasab is captured.
Yeah.
Now there are 8 left. 4 get into Taj Mahal.
4, yani 2 pairs get into Taj Hotel.
Okay.
1 goes into Oberoi.
Okay.
And was into that Jewish house.
Okay.
One group
now everybody is
placed
okay,
there.
perfect.
So Taj Hotel has got 4 people according to the Indian dossier. And 4,000 cops, commandos, special forces kept battling them for what, 60 hours?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Wow. That's some score. That's some performance. That's some efficiency.
1 to 1,000.
1 to 1,000. And they hold out.
And how is it possible? How much weapon were they carrying? And how much weapon can you actually hold?
Can you actually hold? And how much weapon can you actually carry? You see? And this is the funny part. And now I'm going to quote a few more things to you. Something very interesting. Because coming to the segment where Indians says that they have captured the communication, telephonic conversation between their handlers in Pakistan and the terrorists. And the conversation they give is from the Jewish house. And the fact of the matter is that this information cannot be verified for simple reason that both these men supposedly whom they placed in the Jewish house were dead. So the dead people don't speak. And naturally, there is absolutely no proof for any conversation. The only conversation we have heard, which the person was talking from the Jewish house to the television anchor, he was speaking Hindi, not Urdu. We have discussed that earlier. And that recording...
There were 10, 11, 12 words used.
Exactly.
Which Urdu...
And that conversation was done from the Jewish center, from the Jewish house. So basically, this information that Pakistanis from Pakistan were controlling their assets or terrorists inside the Jewish center is ridiculous again, because when you read these transcripts to a Western audience, they cannot make out that this language is Hindi or Urdu.
But we understand.
But we understand. Yeah. So if you translate this conversation in English, you would feel, wow, they've got a translated conversation going on.
That's the difference between American and a British. Simple.
You see? And a Western audience would say, okay, a conversation has been recorded, assuming that this is what the Indian Raw and Mossad is saying is true, which of course, ridiculous to assume itself, they would be speaking the truth, and you translate that in English because the British papers have reproduced certain conversations.